fans, builders, and collectors. We have finished all 4 reviews of the Lego Ninjago The Island Wave, and it is now time for a top 10 sort of countdown. And this is definitely a sort of, because it's only 4 sets. So, I'm going to rank these 4 sets, and then we're going to get into just discussing the wave overall. I've reviewed all 4 of these sets, so you can check it out. Should be a link up here. I hope I'm pointing the right way. You can check them out there and come back here and finish the rest of the video. So let's get started with number, not 10, but 4. So number 4 was the Catamaran Sea Battle. Now, I don't know if I got my expectations up for this one, because the other ones were so good, but I felt very disappointed with this set. I did my grading. It came out with an okay grade, although a little bit lower than the other ones. So it's not a terrible one. And I just was so impressed with the other ones, I guess my expectations got too high. My biggest gripe with it was that the catamarans, well, the one wasn't even a catamaran, but that's not that big of a deal. The Ninjago vehicle is more of a speedboat, but the catamaran, the village guys, catamaran islanders, just didn't have a lot of play space on the actual vehicle. And I feel like with these type of catamarans, these kind of flat bottom boats and stuff, there should be, plenty of places to put figures and move them around. And I was hoping for that, and that may be my expectations, because you could simply, there were enough places to put the characters that were in the set. There were like 2 little side vehicles, so all 3 characters had a vehicle on the bad guy side. But you could bring in characters from the other sets, the other Islander guys, and like put them on the boats too if there were places to put them on there. And unfortunately, there wasn't. But it really wasn't a terrible set whatsoever. Now, number 3 is Lloyd's Jungle Chopper Bike. So, it couldn't just be bike, it had to be a chopper bike. But yeah, this set was really quite great. And there isn't a lot of sets here, so the gradient between quality is very small. So these are all really good sets, and I'll say that just overall, all these are good sets. But yeah, I like the chopper bike. Didn't have anything really complaints about it I can think of. It was a very fun build to build. It's very interesting. It felt like you were building some kind of ship at first until you plop the wheels on. And yes, it does feel like the wheels are just kind of added onto this thing. But by the time it gets done, it looks fine. You get more added to it, and it looks okay. And then it's got really nice spring action there with the suspension. This is a neat way they did that. I don't know if I really had too many complaints. I think there might have been a little bit of balance issues with the number of characters, maybe. Did I have 3 or 4? I don't remember. But yeah, that was number 3. Now on to number 2. That is the Keeper's Village. And yes, this set really surprised me. I didn't think I was going to like it too much because it's more of a play set type thing. But it was fun to build mostly because of the very symmetrical design of the whole thing. And there was a lot of interesting little techniques here and there for the design of it, and even for the traps that were on it, and the lava flow that's on the one side with the snake head, and there was so much going on with it. It was really nice. A lot more than I was expecting, and it ends up being a really nice play set. said, I'm not a big fan of playsets. I'd rather have a vehicle or a robot or a dragon or something, or some kind of creature. But this one really surprised me, and it got a really good grade, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, as you'll see here on the screen. And our number one set is the Jungle Dragon. And yes, it's partially because it's a dragon, but it was a really interesting dragon to put together. Like if I put it up against some of the other dragons, it was definitely very different, and it was quite enjoyable with its unexpected ways it was constructed. It had some, I would say, minor issues, but it's like it was like with the positioning of the tail, or the fact that you can't move the tail up and down. But the thing is, if you add something, you end up losing something too. And the tail had a nice swinging action, which was part of the character of the dragon. He's very puppy doggish, so he's gonna have a waggy tail. But as soon as you put an extra joint going up and down, you're gonna lose some of that effect and the function there. So it's like, is it really a detriment, or is it, you just can't have it both ways. But yeah, that was really good set, and a really unique dragon to boot. It was surprising. The weakest part, I would say, is probably the wings, but I think that's the problem with a lot of dragons too, are the wings. But my overall thoughts was, this was a really great wave. Now, it was very small, but I believe they had the a lot of the Ninjago Legacy collection sets were a part of this wave too. Came out at the same time, and they had quite a few, I think, in that first wave, because they had all the different golden ninjas in some of them, and they wanted to make sure they got them all out. Well, they released some that didn't have golden ninjas in it. I don't know if they were afterthoughts, came out later, but that's a different video. I have a video all on those. But yeah, that's why I believe this wave was smaller, but what we got was really, really good. Even the box art for them looks good, and it looks like a comic, and that's the thing. These sets could easily be put into a narrative if you think about it. You have the motorcycle. They're going around exploring different islands and trying to find the MacGuffin, and then you have the or it could even be the other way around. But then you have the dragon, and they meet the dragon, and the dragon kind of helps them and whatever. Then you have the island, the village there where the MacGuffin is being kept, and then you have a boat battle after they got the MacGuffin, and the islanders are chasing them off, trying to get it back. There's interesting progression with that. With the story that could be made. I mean, the motorcycle could be fitting in another position, because I think the MacGuffin's in that set. I think the MacGuffin's in all 4 sets for that matter. But yeah, so you have an interesting story with just these 4 sets. Can easily see it put together. So that was kind of cool, and like I said, the artwork on the boxes was amazing. It was interesting that they chose a smaller print for some of the information. Now that kind of detracted from customers easily seeing that information, but I think it helped with having more space for the art, not taking up so much space. So the boxes looked almost more like a piece of artwork than they did a piece of merchandise. But yeah, this wave was really quite amazing, and I don't know if they'll do smaller, really intense, good waves like this. Also, I think there might have been a polybag that came out with this. I don't usually do the polybags anyways with these top 10 sorter reviews. If I've got a bunch of polybags to go through, if I come across one that was from this, it'll get added to the playlist, which link was earlier there. So anyways, I think that's it for what I have to say. This was a really good wave. If hopefully you can get your hands on it if you're interested in any of these. Fortunately, it has been retired, so good luck if you are looking for it out there at a decent price. But let me know what you guys think of this whole entire wave. Think of my list here. Yours might be different. This is my list. I'm even thinking about it now. I would want to move these around a little bit after I already made the list. So it was a really good wave. It was really hard. I mean, probably the boat battle is still going to be at the bottom of that list, but it's not a terrible set either. It's just, I don't know. After putting the other threes together, I expected something more. It's not bad what we got, but I already said that anyways. But let me know what you guys think down below. The list and individual sets and the overall wave. And if you've seen the show, what did you think of this little part of the story arc? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to lead into the underwater one, which we got at the end of that year, which had a lot more sets involved. I have reviews and a top 10 sort of that already up. I'm not going to leave links, but you go to my page, you can find them. They're not quite directly related like the playlist is. But yeah, so if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you want notifications faster than YouTube sometimes puts them out, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and I put out announcements as soon as the video gets out. I also have a Patreon, link to Patreon down there. It's just $1 a month right now. It needs work. It's very bare bones, and I'm not even sure it's working right. So please let me know in the comments if there's anything wrong with it. Still new at using it and haven't had the time to really get a lot there. Got a lot of other things going on. But yeah, let me know and subscribe, and of course if you enjoyed this video, like it. If you didn't, let me know why. But that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.